ॐ जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। Most revered Swami Nityasthananda Mj and revered senior monks and my brother monks and brahmachari and Ritananji Maharaj and Tadbodhananji Maharaj and my dear devotees. Till now, we were hearing the most illuminating and inspiring speeches on Holy Mothers, highlighting there the significance of Holy Mother's life. There is an English statement saying about saints. They do good by what they are rather than by what they do. The saintly persons, saintly people, they live the life. By their living the life itself, they do a lot of good to the world. Not by doing something. This statement is very much exemplified in Holy Mother's life. Holy Mother did not do anything spectacular, did not achieve anything spectacular. She did not start any great organizations or movement. She was not a great scholar also, not an eloquent speaker also. But in spite of that, her life is so influencing, silently. She lived a very simple, unassuming, pure life, radiating love and peace and joy. By that, she influenced hundreds and thousands of people. And because of which so many great organizations also came into existence. That was the life of Holy Mother. In Holy Mother's life, as it is already spoken, we identify three important aspects. One, as a mother, and another as a guru. Another important dimensions of our life is the Devi, the Divine Mother. She was a divine incarnation, as it is already spoken by Tadbodhananji Maharaj. As a mother, she used to attract people. And as a guide, as a guru, she used to guide them spiritually. And as Devi, she used to absorb them into her own fold. Just like angler, angler with a bite, he attracts the fish and lifts them up and makes a wonderful preparations and consumes them. In the same manner, Holy Mother also, she attracted people with a bite of motherly love and lifted them spiritually and transformed them and made them absorb into her own system. This is how Holy Mother influences people. T.M.P. Mahadevan, a great philosopher, writing about Holy Mother, cites one verse from Sureshwaracharya, which is related to Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And the context is, the Yajnavalkya is about to renounce the world and divide the property between his two wives, Katyayani and Maitreyi. And in that context, Maitreyi says as Yajnavalkya, is it possible to achieve immortality through the wealth? The Yajnavalkya says affirmatively, no. There is no hope of getting immortality through wealth. He categorically says. And the Maitreyi also says, then I don't want your wealth. I want that immortality. I want that spiritual ideal. Whatever you have achieved, I want that one. She emphasizes that. And hearing this one, Yajnavalkya was highly pleased. And Sureshwaracharya makes Yajnavalkya speak like this. Ati snehapa krishtoma dehardam shulina shrita tvam to sarvatmanatmanam krishnam mamaptam ichchasi. Yajnavalkya says here, you see, through the intense love, the Uma, the Parvati, occupied the half of Shiva's body. That is why Shiva became Ardhanarishwara. But by your spiritual ideal, accepting my own ideal, my own spirit of renunciation, Maitreyi, you want to occupy me completely, engulf me completely. You want to occupy my whole personality. Uma occupied only half of his personality. You want to occupy me completely, fully. And T.M.P. Mahadevan says, quoting this one, and this is very much applicable to Holy Mother's life. Holy Mother, Sarada Devi, accepted Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual ideal in toto and also his spirit of renunciation. That is how Holy Mother become one with Sri Ramakrishna. There is no distinction between Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother. So Sri Ramakrishna also used to refer to that. There is no distinction between myself and Holy Mother Sarada Devi. She used to say like that. And she became, as Abhedananji says, Sri Ramakrishna Gata Prana. There is a very nice incident is there in Holy Mother's life. Once, somebody brought one beautiful photograph of Holy Mother printed in foreign countries and showed it to Holy Mother. And Holy Mother looked at it intensely and touched it with her forehead, bowing down to it. And the brahmachari beside her was laughing. What is this Holy Mother is doing? Mother is doing. And he was laughing and asked Holy Mother, whose photos it is? And Holy Mother, why? It is my photo. Then why are you bowing down to it, that photo? Why not? Holy Mother said, why not? Thakur is there here also. That means she was seeing Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna within her own self. So much identified with Sri Ramakrishna's personality and the divine personality. And Sri Ramakrishna says about Holy Mother, she is my Shakti, she is my power. Shakti has got three aspects. One is Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. In the Lalita Sahasranama, we read this: Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti Swarupini. The Holy Mother was all the three combined, harmonized in one's own personality. She was Ichha Shakti. What is this Ichha Shakti? The first, there we resolve to do certain things. That is Ichha. We resolve to do certain things. For example, just to take a common example, we want to build a house. We resolve to build a house. So that is Ichha Shakti. That resolution must be very strong. Then only it will be materialized. Then Jnana Shakti operates. How to build a house, how it should be, what is the plan. So then we may prepare a blueprint of the house. That is Jnana Shakti. Then the house is constructed. That is Kriya Shakti. In the same manner, in the universe also, same thing happened. In the first, Ichha Shakti operated. The God thought that I am alone, let me become many. Sayikshata. Ekoham bahusyam prajayeya. So let me become many. This is this Srishti Sankalpa. This Srishti Sankalpa arose in God, in the personality of the God, in the impersonal reality of God actually. How it arose? It is impossible. We can't attribute any kind of creation in impersonal reality. That arose, that Ichha Shakti, the Sankalpa Shakti arose in that reality due to the association of the Shakti. Shakti is the inseparable part of the reality. So Shiva Shakti Samayogat Jayate Srishti Kalpana. That's what Tantra it is said. Shiva Shakti Sayam, because of the harmony of the Shiva and Shakti. Shiva is the absolute reality. Shakti is the power of that reality. Because of the combination of this, harmony of these two, the Srishti Sankalpa arose. The resolve to create arose. So that is how we can assume in Holy Mother's context also that because of the association of the Holy Mother with Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna conceived the idea of the starting a new movement, new organization. So accordingly, Sri Ramakrishna trained Swami Vivekananda and made him the leader of the whole group of the direct disciples who renounced the world. And also, as we all know, as it is already mentioned, because of her prayer, intense prayer, the whole organization came into existence. It is because of her will. And Yoginma testifies this fact by the following words. She says, whatever you see now, Mat and Ashrama, etc., have come to be through her grace alone. Whenever she come across any image of a deity, God worshipped in whatever form, she wept and prayed, Master, give some shelter to my sons, give them food. Her prayers were answered. So, behind the whole organization, her will is actively operating. And it is very significant to note, when Holy Mother passed away, Brahmananji, with a great agony of the mind, he exclaims, all this time we had been sheltered by a mountain, he says. She was like a mountain, sheltering the whole organization, whole movement. So that is what the power of Holy Mother was. And another aspect of the Shakti was Jnana Shakti. And as it is already mentioned, Sri Ramakrishna says about Holy Mother, she is Saraswati. She has come to distribute knowledge, give knowledge to others. When we look at Holy Mother's life, we wonder how is it possible? Because she was practically illiterate. She had no education at all. But in spite of that, we have to consider her as the Jnana Shakti. What does it mean? She is the inspirer of knowledge. With the mother's grace is there, a dumb also will become an eloquent speaker. A stupid person will become an extraordinary scholar. The mother's grace is there, anything is possible. It is a mother's grace, it is a mother power that evokes in us the spiritual knowledge. That Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yogam Dadamiham, Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says that Buddhi Yoga is illuminated, aroused by the grace of the Holy Mother. Mother's grace is so powerful. There is a very illuminating incident related to Jnaneshwaranand Ji. Swami Jnaneshwaranand Ji was the head of the Chicago Center, and he was taken sannyas from Swami Brahmanand Ji, and after taking sannyas, he was very much interested to meet Holy Mother and take her blessings. And he was in Kashi Sevashram, and he was expecting to go to Jairambati and take her blessings. And also he had another problem. There was one particular verse in Bhagavad Gita which he could not understand. He thought about it so much and read so many bhashyas on it, commentaries on it, but still it was not clear to him. It was something vexing in his mind. And he wanted to ask Holy Mother the meaning of that particular verse. And he was expecting to go there. But unfortunately, he received a telegram that Holy Mother passed away. And he was beside himself with grief. He was grief-stricken. He could not control himself. He was wailing and weeping. He could not tolerate the agony, inner agony of his pain. In this condition, at midnight, he could not sleep, and he was wailing. And somehow or the other, the sleep overpowered him. And in that sleep, he had a dream. In that dream, Holy Mother appeared in his room with all divine lustre. Then she consoled him with her sweet voice. And also, particularly referring to that particular shloka, she explained it to him with a clear language. And he was convinced. And he was so happy, he could not control himself at all. As earlier he was not able to control his own grief, now his joy was uncontrollable. So happy he was. And his mind is very clear now. He was full of joy. So that is how Holy Mother inspires knowledge in others. And another aspect of Holy Mother's knowledge, it is not that the amount of wealth of knowledge that we have, wealth of information that we have, but the deep understanding of the things, the insightful understanding of the matter, the practical wisdom, the sympathetic understanding. That was most important aspect in Holy Mother's life. A sympathetic understanding of things. There are so many incidents are there in Holy Mother's life where we can discern her intense practical wisdom, concern for others. I have got only one incident. When she was in Jairambati, and so many devotees are gone there to see Holy Mother, and early morning she found the milk is not there to prepare tea for them. And Jnana Maharaj was there. She asked Jnana Maharaj to purchase some milk from the village. And the early morning, he went to one particular milkman and asked for the milk. And in those days in that village, the milk was very cheap, 4 anna or something like that for a seer. And he told the milkman, you should not mix even a drop of water to the milk. You must give a pure milk. If you want, I can give so more money, more than the usual rate of the milk I can give. And he said, of course, the tradition is, milk should not be sold without mixing the water. So that it is unholy. To sell a pure milk is an unholy thing. That is the tradition, that is the belief. So he said, of course, he assured that I will not mix any water, I will give a pure milk. And he should, I will give more money for that. And he paid 1 rupee per share. And he purchased the milk. the so-called pure milk. And when he returned to Holy Mother's house, Holy Mother first thing asked was, how much you paid for it? 1 rupee per share. And Holy Mother scolded him. What a thing you have done. You have done a great mistake. What mistake have you committed? I wanted a pure milk. I paid more money, that's all. No. You did not know the consequence of it. You see, for a long time, these poor villagers were buying milk for 2 anna or 4 anna for a seer. Now you have paid 1 rupee for it. And out of temptation, he will demand the same money from others also. The rate of the milk is increased and the poor people will suffer. They can't afford to buy, paying so much. And moreover, the milkman will never sell the milk without mixing water. Because now he is more tempted, he gets more money, that's why he will pour more water to it. So this is how you have spoiled the whole system itself. So many people, village people, poor people have to suffer. You made them to suffer. See how Holy Mother had so much of concern for others, social concern she had. She was able to look beyond the immediate event. Look beyond. That is one thing very much important. Looking beyond the thing. For example, in our case also many such incidents happens. We are more interested only serving our immediate purpose only. We don't look beyond the immediate purpose. For example, just to give a common example, for example, in my house, the electricity is failed. I ring the electric department and for a lineman, and lineman will come and repair it properly, and electricity comes, operates. Then I am so happy with the people, I pay 100 rupees or something like that. It's not necessary to pay because they are paid for it. This is their duty to come and repair. I pay for 100 rupees or something like that. Then what happens? He will not go to, that lineman will not go to any other's house who don't pay at all. And others, they will go on calling them, they will not come at all for repairing. So many people, so many poor people have to suffer because of that. So this is how we don't look beyond the things, beyond our immediate purpose. So Holy Mother had that vision. She always had that social concern. We have to appreciate this this is a sympathetic understanding, sympathetic feeling. So the Holy Mother had this kind of insight into the future also, how it is going to happen in future. So many incidents are there, many of the incidents. I don't want to quote those incidents. And Nivedita, speaking about this, writes, Nivedita says, in her, that means in Holy Mother, once is realized that wisdom and sweetness to which the simplest of women may attain. The simplicity is most important thing. If the person is so simple, mind is very clear. If it is complicated, the mind also becomes complicated. If the man who is complicated, mind also is so complicated, he will not be able to see anything clearly. He cannot understand that sympathetic understanding will not come at all. So because Holy Mother was so simple, absolutely simple, she was able to envision what is going to happen, what is the effect of the things that we do in the society in future, what is the consequences of what we do. All these things she was able to understand and sympathize with. That is one of the most important aspects of Holy Mother's life. Then another aspect of Shakti is the Kriya Shakti. As it is already highlighted by Rutananji Maharaj, she was intensely active. Inside, she was full of knowledge. Outside, she was full of activity. And Ranganathananji Maharaj coined two phrases. One is dynamic spirituality and static piety. Static piety means the mechanically following religious observances, some religious practices, mechanically following it, not involving oneself in any kind of social activities, any kind of other activities, mechanically following, and no change at all in their personality. Throughout their life they will follow certain religious practices and no change at all. That kind of thing, that kind of religious practice is called static piety. And in contrast to that, there is another thing which is dynamic spirituality. One is spiritual, at the same time very dynamic, very active. Dynamic spirituality. Holy Mother is the bright example of this dynamic spirituality. She was intensely active. She was never used to sit quiet at all. She always used to say, one must be intensely active, continuously one must be active, otherwise mind becomes dull and mind becomes full of all worldly things, all unwholesome thoughts. So that is why, if the mind is engaged in different kinds of activities, there is no scope for any kind of unholy thinking. So that is why Holy Mother always encouraged, she herself followed it, intense activities in her life. Then he also, Ritananji also quoted some of the incidents. At the end of her life, she was suffering so much, and Sharadananji and others came to Jairambati to take her back to Calcutta. That was towards the end of her life. And they were all engaged in so many other activities and talking, etc. At the time of food, they found Holy Mother is missing, not to be found at all anywhere. She went for taking bath, but she did not return, and searched for her everywhere, all around the house. And at last they found at the back of the house, she was preparing the cow dung cakes. Most menial work she was doing. Most menial work to the highest worship of God. That was Sri Sarada Devi's active life. Everything, all kinds of activities she used to do. Engage herself in that. So one day, she was, kneading the chapati flour, chapati dough. She was kneading it and preparing chapati. Somebody remarked, Mother, so many attendants are there, brahmacharis are there, so many servants are there, they will do it, devotees are there, they will do it, why do you take so much of trouble? The Holy Mother said, you please bless me, as long as I live, let me go on engage myself in activities. That was the blessing she wanted. Continuously engaged in herself in different kinds of activities. It is a great lesson for us, especially physical activities. So this is how Holy Mother used to engage herself in different kinds of activities. See, when the love is there behind the work, no work is tiresome. There must be love, that's all. Just like the mother, ordinary mother, she loves her child so much, no trouble is great for her. Any hardship is so nothing for her. She can do superhuman work for the sake of the child. That makes her work like that, with joy she will work. That makes her work because of that, the love for the child. The love is there, no work is tiresome. Any amount of work it can be accomplished. So that is why we must be able to love. The love must be there. Love of the organization, love of the activity. We must be able to find joy in the activities itself. That is most important. And Sister Devamata, an American devotee, she writes about Holy Mother. Innumerable were the devotees who gathered at Holy Mother's feet to crave her blessings and learn of her. She herself told me that when she was in her village, she would be awakened frequently at 2 or 3 in the morning by eager pilgrims who, not daring to cross the long stretch of unshaded fields, under the scorching heat of the sun, made the journey after midnight, after nightfall, thus arriving very late. The most often they were personally unknown to her, but always it was her custom to rise, to prepare food for them with her own hands, and then send them to rest in the guest house built by a village disciple for the use of the devotees. So she, because of her love for the children, she was able to undergo any kinds of hardship like this. And there was another very illuminating incident. One young teacher came to meet Holy Mother, walking 25 miles from his village, and he was dead tired. And immediately Holy Mother welcomed him and made him to sit, and went on fanning him for half an hour. And afterwards she fed him sumptuously and made him rest, and afterwards he was leaving for his village. He has to walk another 25 miles to go to his village, and Holy Mother accompanied him till the end of her border of the village, and stood there intently looking at him with so much of love and care and sympathy, till he went out of her sight, and she returned. That is how in Holy Mother's life we find such illuminating incidents of motherly care and love. And she was, as we all know, her life is full of activities. Another important aspect of Shakti is the power of redemption. Holy Mother had that tremendous power. Once there was a devotee, young man, initiated by her. One day he comes to Holy Mother and says, "Mother, I am not getting any benefit out of this mantra by repeating this mantra that you have given. No benefit at all, no transformation at all. I don't feel like repeating it at all. You please take this mantra, I don't want it." And Mother coolly said, "All right, we give back that mantra," she said. And suddenly he found that whole thing was taken from him. He felt that whole personality become empty. He lost everything. Suddenly he felt like that. Then he was threatened, he was frightened, and went on telling the Mother, "What you have done to me? You have taken everything of me. What will happen to me? I will go to hell." Then Mother became very serious. "What are you talking? How can my son go to hell? It is impossible. No power on earth can send my son to hell. It is impossible. I will bring him up. Don't talk such things. Be assured, rest assured that you are already saved." And I will read the reminiscences, a small paragraph of Kshirodbala Rai as an illustration of her redemptive power. "When I was married, I was 10 years old, and when I was 15, I became widow. After taking refuge at the feet of the Holy Mother, I told her, 'Mother, I have taken refuge at your feet. Please protect me, Mother.' She consoled me, telling, 'Don't be afraid. Sri Thakur will lead you holding your hand.' No word of her assurance became untrue. Now I am 60 years old. The holy palm of Mother's hand had touched my head, and my head and hand had touched her feet. I am really blessed. Not even once the unchaste thought tormented me. I have experienced nothing but bliss and bliss, nothing else." This was the power of Holy Mother's. This is the redemptive power Holy Mother's had. So invoking the blessings of Holy Mother on all of us, I conclude my speech. Thank you.